Hey Internet, it's your old friend Dominic here with the All-American Casino Guide. Let me ask you a question. Do you like roulette? How about a game of roulette that uses a shiny white rat instead of a shiny white ball to determine the outcome of every single spin? Sounds pretty crazy, right? Well, what if I told you it was a real game played in some real casinos all around the world in some of the strangest places? So guys, we've assembled 5 of our most favorite wacky and weird games played the world over. So without further ado, let's kick it out. Number 5, Belgian birdsong. If you ever find yourself in Belgium and you happen to mosey your way on into a casino there, you might notice something strange about the place. They will have commonly a big collection of birds surrounding the place. And you might think to yourself they're there just as some sort of decoration, maybe to enjoy their beautiful birdsong or to add some color with their bright, beautiful plumage. But you'd be wrong. They're actually part of a traditional Belgian gambling game called Belgian birdsong. And the game, of course, is primarily played in Belgium. The game's pretty simple. It consists of people making wagers on which of the birds will sing the loudest or the longest. It's really not that strange when you consider this is a game invented by people who live in a country where the biggest tourist attraction is a statue of a boy peeing. The game actually has a long-standing history in Dutch Flemish culture, which dates back to the 16th century. Its origins lie in vinkensport, or finch sport, or vinkenzetting, which is finch sitting, and essentially allows gamblers to place a wager on which of the birds will make the highest number of chirps in an hour. The game is rather simple. You line up a number of birds in a row in their cages, and the closer the cages are, the more prone they are to chirp, as the chirps are their natural mating call. But not any chirp will do. It has to be an officially recognized chirp. And so you have a timekeeper who waves the flag at the beginning of the hour and waves the flag at the end of the hour, and you have a number of judges determining and keeping record on a chalkboard of how many chirps each particular bird produces. Pretty wacky, right? Believe it or not, people still play this game. You can find it in casinos, in pubs, or even as special outdoor events in a number of Belgian parks. So if you ever find yourself in Belgium and you want to get yourself a real tasty beer, find yourself a pub and entertain yourself with some beautiful bird songs. Number 4, Tac Toe. Do you like playing tic-tac-toe? How about playing tic-tac-toe against a chicken? Sounds easy, right? Well, think again. Ginger, the world-famous tic-tac-toe playing chicken, is a mainstay feature at the Tropicana Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, where for a nominal fee you can play a game of tic-tac-toe against some uncooked poultry in hopes of winning hundreds or even thousands of dollars, in addition to some merchandising options and side prizes as well. I assure you though, it's a lot harder than it looks. Many have tried, but few have ever beaten the bird. Believe it or not, there are actually rival chicken trainers out there who are training their chickens to play tic-tac-toe as well. They're actually leasing their feathered friends out to casinos, and they're kind of doing these tours around the United States. And these tic-tac-toe playing chicken shows have actually become quite an attraction at hot springs, county carnivals, and a number of pop-up casinos all around the country. There's even a veteran chicken trainer who is trying to train his bird to deal blackjack. How that works, I have no idea. If you get a chance to find one of these tic-tac-toe playing chickens, I highly recommend you go ahead and give it a go. I myself had a very entertaining experience in Chinatown in San Francisco where I was bested by a bird. Number 3, Fan-Tan. Now this ancient Chinese gambling game is not nearly as popular as it once was, but it is still a game you might find in a number of Southeast Asian casinos, especially in places like Macau. But it is a game you might find in a number of US casinos from time to time, as it's geographically popular in some places. The game is rather simple. It involves a square with each of the sides being numbered 1 to 4. The dealer puts out about 200 tokens, and these tokens can be anything from beans to coins, but I've actually seen official Fan-Tan tokens before. Players each put a wager on a number between 1 and 4, and the dealer then, using a metal cup, separates the tokens into a number of groups and slowly eliminates them until there is 4 or less tokens remaining. Then there is a moment where they reveal it, and then you see how many tokens there are actually under the cup. Now, if you, for example, put a wager on 3, and there happen to be 3 tokens under the cup, then you're a winner. Winning wagers are paid out at 3 to 1, so it has about a 25% edge for the banker. So it's not really that profitable for the players themselves. It's kind of a weird little game, but it survived for the better part of 2 millennia, so it has to have some draw for some reason or another. If you happen to have 200 beans lying around your house somewhere, why don't you give this game a try? Number 2, Dreidel. So if you're Jewish or have any Jewish friends, you may have already played this game at Hanukkah. But now casinos are adapting the Jewish high holiday tradition to their casino tables. The game is actually really simple. It consists of a 4-sided top with each side having a particular letter from the Hebrew alphabet. Each player in turn makes a wager and gets to spin the top. And dependent on what side of the top it lands on, there is a particular betting outcome that occurs. So as I said earlier, there are 4 potential outcomes of every spin of the dreidel. So the first, of course, is the jackpot Jamel, which if you get that result, you win the entire pot. And after that, there's the hay result, which results in you receiving half the pot. The shin result results in you having to make an additional payout into the pot. And of course, nun is the worst of all because you win nun the money. Imagine James Bond playing Dreidel in the next James Bond movie. Number 1, Rodent Roulette. That's right, the game you've all been waiting for, Rodent Roulette. And as the name suggests, it involves a modified roulette wheel and a rodent. It pretty much plays exactly like roulette with players placing wagers on a particular number, but once all bets are made, the rodent is released from the center of the table, but instead of finding a particular pocket to go into like a normal roulette ball does, this rodent finds one of the numerous holes on this modified wheel to run and hide into. There's actually a number associated with each particular hole on the roulette wheel. So if you happen to have placed a bet on that particular number, you're a winner. Now the game sounds wacky, but it's actually played in a lot more places than you think. And as I found out, it's actually a mainstay feature in a lot of American prisons. There have actually been some demonstrations by animal activist groups against the game itself. They say that it's a form of animal cruelty and enslavement, but defenders of the game say that people generally don't really like rodents anyway, and it's a hell of a lot better than a cockfight. So this hot debate is still ongoing. So that's it for our list of weird and wacky gambling games. If you happen to know of any games yourself that weren't on our list, make sure to leave them as a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to clickety-clack that like button and pound that big red subscribe button if you haven't already joined our group of followers. Make sure to also ring-a-ding-ding that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time we upload a video like this or any of our wonderful tutorial videos that we upload with quite a bit of regularity. My name's Dominic, this has been the All-American Casino Guide, wishing you luck and reminding you, play responsibly.